I know for myself, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people question like how are things going to be when we lost two major peaches, going into the season. And I was kind of worried about it. I was like, I don't know about this, y'all. But when I tell you, we did not skip a beat. She got a peach and started throwing them at people. She was throwing peaches. That's what she thought.
Welcome back to another week of Access Hollywood's Housewives Nightcap. Guys, we are headed down south this week to talk to your favorite and our favorite Georgia peach. So welcome, Kandi. It's Kandi.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad that I got a chance to sit with you guys and talk again.
We love chatting with you, especially since you are the busiest woman in Hollywood.
You guys, everybody's out here. We all try to do our thing. I'm just trying to get in where I fit in.
Kandi, you are working on so many projects, but most recently you have your new show coming, Kandi and the Gang. It looks so good. We watched the first episode, of course. Tell us how this idea for the show came about, because I know that it was a really kind of a labor of love. You guys had this idea a long time ago.
Yes, well, I have to give credit to Todd. It was Todd's idea originally because first of all, it was his idea to do the restaurant, period. So when he was starting to, build out the restaurant and everything, he was like, we really should do a show about this. So he took it to the production company and the network to tell them like, hey, this is the idea. And, they talked about it, but it got kind of put off. Then at one point we actually started filming, but that was like the same year that the pandemic happened. Like the week that it happened, we were filming for a week. The show was lit, and then boom, they said that everybody had to go in the house and we couldn't come out. I was like, wait a minute. So yeah, we stopped production because obviously it's a restaurant, so you can't really do a show during the last couple of years. And now it's like we're back. So I'm excited.
Well, it's so good. Like Emily said, we watched the first episode, which we won't give anything away because it premieres this Sunday. But honestly, going in, I was like, oh, are we going to is it going to be something like Vanderpump Rules-esque? No, not at all. Like totally different, but in such a good way because you have the family dynamic involved. So Kandi, tell the viewers what to expect from it because it's good.
You know what? I feel like our show, much love, shout out to Vanderpump Rules, love them, love Lisa Vanderpump, love the restaurant. But you're right, we're totally different. Our show, I think we're a little bit more invested or a little bit more involved in the day-to-day of the restaurant, meaning you'll see Todd and I a little bit more throughout because I'm not sure, if that is the same way with how Lisa does with her show.
I feel like I feel like we didn't see that much. That was more like Housewives. I feel like it wasn't so much her and Ken, so it's cool.
Yeah. So with us, it's we're involved with what's going on, but then I also have a lot of family in the show. So you're going to see my mom, my aunts, my cousin Patrick, my cousin Melvin, and then the other people that work in the restaurant who are just walking TV. Okay. Philip, Brian, Torrin, oh my God, they are crazy. And on top of that I think something that makes our show a little bit different is we have a lot more men on our show than you see on most reality shows, especially on Bravo. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
Oh, I noticed that. There was
you did.
Ton, but they're all given, it's not,
they give what
they're giving it.
And they give what they need to give, right? So that's what I think it makes it super cool because it's in most reality shows, I think we don't always see the men's perspective. And when I say that, I mean they're not all the same. They're all different. I mean, we do have some of them are straight men, some of them are gay men, some of them are masculine, some of them not so masculine. So you giving all the life. We're giving you every level. We're giving you all levels, and I think it makes it very interesting to watch. And a lot of fun.
It really looks like it's one of those shows where you can kind of come home from work and relax and laugh and just kind of let your mind go a little bit, which I love. One thing I have to talk about is Mama Joyce's behind. It looks
nice. That booty looked right for 72.
Her butt looks better than mine, and she's I'm 31.
Okay, so my mother is 72. And that booty was looking good, right? She did not have dimples or anything going on. It was
No,
like
it looks like a 30-year-old.
Yes, I told her, I was like, "Oh, mom, you gotta get you a new boyfriend after this, please." She was cracking up like I couldn't believe she actually did it. So let me just say this: Safari, who you will meet on the show, she owns like the non-surgical medical center. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
One
yeah,
of those, yeah, one of those places, and she has this procedure where they use suction cups on your butt to make it like swell
I've
up.
seen
So
that.
yeah, so I took my mom to try the procedure. I didn't really think she was going to be open to it, but she did. And that's the cool part about our show is that everybody is just so open and honest and game for, just to be themselves and not really care what the world thinks. They're just doing them and it makes it great.
It's so funny. Like I said, like literally the first episode, guys, is so funny. But Kandi, were you nervous? I know we've seen your family in the past on Real Housewives of Atlanta, but were you kind of nervous to involve them in a show entirely? Because family dynamic is a little messy.
Yeah. To be honest with you, yeah, I was nervous. I'm not even gonna lie about that. I feel like sometimes it can be harder to do the family shows than it is to even do like Real Housewives of Atlanta. And that's because you get really emotional about certain things because it is your family. And it's hard to just cut it off because it's like even when the cameras go off, you're still dealing with it, as a family. But this time, we did have a couple of moments that were tough. But overall, I mean, I feel like, it was more fun on the show and a lot of laughs and, it was some shade. I told Philip that he is the shade king. Okay. On Housewives, we have some shade queens, but he is the shade king. Okay. He wasn't even trying to be, but it just, his words, his quick comebacks, boy, I tell you.
We love that.
That's so
yeah.
funny. Yeah, the first episode, he was well, I can't even give it away. I keep talking about the first episode. I'm like, I can't give it away. You guys just need to watch on Sunday. But he was so good. I feel like he's gonna be like, yes, this shade like king, but also like the mediator of like maybe no.
He kind of goes back and forth with a lot of people, because it was his job to come in and get things in order. When people are used to doing what they want to do, and then you have this person that comes in and tries and is telling you, no, this is what you're going to do. Sometimes it doesn't go over well with some people.
No, especially the girls that have been there so long. You can tell.
Oh my gosh. This is the funny thing. So Chandrika, who you will see a lot of her in episode 1 and all the rest of the season, but Chandrika is our host, right? But her mouth can be so crazy at times. And I laugh because people actually talk crap about her in our reviews. Sometimes you'll see a review and they'll be like, oh, that hostess, she did it. I'm like, well, now they get to meet her. Okay. The world finally gets to meet Chandrika, the woman that they've been talking about in the reviews forever.
That's hilarious.
Kandi, though, but it's like you're getting bad reviews. Why don't you fire her? Or is she? I feel like she's a part of the family.
That's what everybody says. But I feel like with Chandrika, she's been with me since the beginning and she's been loyal to us, and it's
you can't
kind
pay
of hard.
People to be loyal.
Exactly. And that means a lot to me because when things got really bad during these last couple of years, it was hard to get some people to go to work in the last 2 years, to be honest with you. So the people who stuck with you and still came through, that means a lot to me.
Kandi, I know you got Kandi and the Gang coming up on Sunday, and also you finished filming Real Housewives of Atlanta, right?
Yes. We just finished a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Okay, Kandi, you got to tell us something. Come on, like.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let me see something that I haven't really been talking about a lot. I mean, I think, okay, first of all, this season is good. Okay. Hands down good. I know for myself, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people question like how are things going to be when we lost two major peaches, going into the season. And I was kind of worried about it. I was like, I don't know about this, y'all. But when I tell you, we did not skip a beat. First of all, shout out to our executive producer this year. He didn't allow anybody to skate through, okay? He made sure that everybody really, really were open and talking about what's going on in their lives, and it was a lot happening. My girl Marlo, who at one point she went my girl because we bumped heads so hard this year. It was bad. We bumped heads like really, really bad. It came on the trip. Oh, it was a mess. But we've come back together. Let me just say that we're in a better place.
Okay.
But yeah, she really came with it. She finally got a peach.
She got that peach and got fired up. She got that.
I said she got a peach and started throwing them at people. She was throwing peaches. That's what she thought.
Listen, she worked hard for it. Maybe she got a little big-headed.
Yeah, I don't know what her problem was, but she's doing her thing. But the other thing that was really cool, that's something different. Like, we get to meet Marlo's mom this year. And she's talked about her for years. So to finally be able to see the person that she's been talking about is like, wow. And then, with our girl Sheree, oh my gosh, I'm saying Sheree, I don't know why they be playing with Sheree. Sheree is like, she brings it every time. This year she had a lot going on in her personal life, and she shared. So, but I feel like everybody kind of like really made more of an effort to build genuine relationships within the circle this year. So I don't know. I thought it was a little better. It was to me definitely better than last.
And okay. Is it good? It was still.
It was good.
I'm not saying it wasn't good. It was
but
I'm saying way better.
Because like you said, people were a little nervous with Cynthia and Porsha.
Yeah, that's what. Yep.
But obviously, you just keep going.
And when I think about it, I mean, obviously, it's happened before. When Kim first left, the very first time years ago, people were like nervous about that. When Nene left the first time, people were nervous about that. But it's like the show kept going, and it was still great, and we still did our thing, and I guess it's still continuing.
I do feel like there's still those OGs. Like, you are definitely still like a pillar of Atlanta. Without you, it would definitely,
Thank you. I appreciate that. You made me feel special, but you do know that I wasn't on season 1. I came in season 2. So, they don't like to call me the OG, but I've been here for 13 seasons. This is my 13th season straight holding.
I think you're an OG. We watched your daughter basically before she could talk, and now she's in college. So I'm going to say that we've been in your life for pretty long.
Yes, I have been sharing my life for a very long time.
Wait, speaking of your daughters, I'm dying about the story you said about sending Blaze to school with the wrong uniform.
That's the second time I've done that. Like, I don't know. I guess I don't know if I'm just too excited about dressing her up or what. I don't know, but we had bought the outfit. She was supposed to be Gabby Douglas for school for her program, and we had put this leotard on her. She was all happy, running around the house, excited because it was silver, and she had her tights on underneath. And I sent her to school like that, and they were like, the teacher texted me like, yeah, I'm gonna take this out of her because she's not supposed to be wearing it until next week. I was like, well, just let her keep it on. Don't even take it off. Leave it on her. She'll be all right. We'll find another outfit.
If that's her only trauma is mom sent her in the wrong costume, then you're doing good, in my opinion.
Well, thank you.
That's so funny. Kandi, before we let you go, will you give us like a little pitch for Sunday? Tune in.
Ooh. Well, everyone, let me just tell you, one of the best shows to ever hit Bravo is coming this Sunday night at March 6th at 9 p.m. on Bravo. And when I tell you, they are coming to bring it. We got the hot food and the hot people, and it's just hot, 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 hot. You do not want to miss it. They bring the shade, they bring the drama, they bring the emotion, and they bring Mama Joy, who's gonna be up in there. Okay, you do not want to miss it at all. And besides, I'm gonna be there. So come hang out.
That
with
was
Kandi.
the best pitch, Kandi.
Thank you. On top of that, let me just say this. I wrote the best jingle for a new show, and you have to watch on Sunday night in order to hear it first. And I want you to be singing it the next week. Okay?
Okay. Wow, Kandi, that was like a mic drop. I mean, like, I don't know if you had that rehearsed or what, but like.
Sometimes we ask people, like, tell us why people should watch this. And they're like,
That was right off the dome. I'm quick.
You killed it.
Boom, 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 boom,
She's
boom.
a show woman.
Yeah, you're a show woman. This is why we love you so much. Kandi, thank you for chatting with us.
Thanks for always making time for us. We like so appreciate it. We really, really love you. And we love seeing you thrive.
Oh, thank you. I always have a great time talking with y'all.